Feel that heaviness in your chest? That restless churn in your gut? That's not life crushing you. That's the darkness calling your name. It doesn't knock politely. It kicks the door down, whispering every fear and doubt you've buried deep. You're not enough. You can't handle this. Just give up. But here's the thing. It's lying. Right now, you have a choice. Crumble under the weight or stand up and fight like hell. The darkness doesn't care about your excuses or how tired you feel. It's ruthless, but it's also an opportunity. A brutal, unrelenting challenge that most people are too scared to face. They numb the pain, scroll endlessly, and waste time chasing temporary distractions. They settle, but not you. If you've made it this far, you're not the kind to give up easily. Every setback, every failure, every doubt clawing at your mind, it's not there to destroy you. It's there to see if you're willing to rise, to test whether you'll break or break through. What most people don't realize is that pain isn't a punishment. It's a path to strength, resilience, and unshakable confidence. So ask yourself, how long are you going to let fear run the show? How many times will you let the darkness push you down before you decide enough is enough? Because here's the truth, it doesn't stop. It never will. But you can stop letting it win. This isn't a feel-good moment or empty inspiration, it's a challenge. Face the pain, feel it, own it, then crush it. Your future self is waiting for you on the other side of this fight. So, what's your next move? The darkness, it's there, lurking in the corners of your mind. It shows up when you fail, when you feel lost, or when the weight of life becomes too much to bear. Most people run from it, but not you. You're here because you're ready to face it. You're ready to dominate the darkness and conquer yourself. Let's face it, life isn't easy. It throws challenges at you when you least expect them. Rejection, loss, fear, self-doubt, they're all part of the game. And when these moments hit, it feels like the world is caving in, like there's no escape from the suffocating pressure. What do most people do when the darkness takes over? They avoid it. They distract themselves with noise, social media, endless entertainment, meaningless conversations, anything to drown out the discomfort. But here's the problem. The more you run from the darkness, the bigger and stronger it grows. I know how it feels. The darkness isn't just scary, it's overwhelming. It whispers lies that seem so real. You're not good enough. You're not strong enough. You'll never make it. These words cut deep. They make you question your worth, your abilities, and your future. And it's not just about the external struggles. The real fight is internal. The darkness knows your weaknesses better than anyone else, and it uses them against you. It's relentless, it's personal, and if you're not careful, it will win. But here's what most people don't understand. The darkness isn't there to destroy you. It's there to test you, to challenge you, and to force you to grow. If you're willing to face it, you'll realize that the darkness isn't your enemy, it's your greatest ally. Here's the thing, you can't escape the darkness. It's a part of life. But you can decide how it affects you. You can let it consume you, or you can use it to become stronger. That choice is yours. Think about this. Every time you run from the darkness, you're giving it power. You're letting it control you. But when you stand your ground, when you face it head on, you take that power back. You become the one in control. This isn't about ignoring the pain or pretending it doesn't exist. It's about acknowledging it, understanding it, and transforming it. The darkness doesn't have to break you. It can build you if you let it. Most people don't conquer the darkness because they're afraid. They fear the discomfort, the uncertainty, and the effort it takes to face their inner demons. They settle for a life of mediocrity because it's easier than confronting the hard truths. But mediocrity comes at a cost. It robs you of your potential, your dreams, and your true strength. The more you avoid the darkness, the further you drift from the person you're meant to be. Here's a hard truth. No one is coming to save you. No one can fight your battles for you. If you want to dominate the darkness, you have to do it yourself. This is the moment where everything changes. This is where you stop running and start fighting. Imagine this. Instead of fearing the darkness, you see it as a challenge. Instead of avoiding it, you step into it with confidence. You know it won't be easy, but you also know that nothing worth having ever is. This is your opportunity to prove to yourself that you're stronger than your fears, your doubts, and your failures. This is where you take control of your life and start becoming the person you've always known you could be. Think about every great figure in history. Do you think their lives were easy? Do you think they never faced darkness? Of course not. They were tested, just like you are. The difference is that they didn't let the darkness defeat them. They used it as fuel to rise above. This is your chance to do the same, to turn your pain into power, to let your struggles shape you, not shatter you. The first step to dominating the darkness is realizing that it's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of opportunity. It's a chance to grow, to learn, and to evolve. But you have to make the choice to face it. The darkness will test you, no doubt about it. But every test is a chance to prove yourself. Every challenge is a chance to rise higher. And every moment of struggle is a step closer to becoming the person you're destined to be. The first thing you need to understand about the darkness is that it's not there to destroy you. It's there to test you, to push you, to force you to grow. Think of it like weightlifting. Every rep, every moment of strain is breaking down your muscles so they can rebuild stronger. The darkness does the same thing to your mind and spirit. It's in the darkness where you confront your deepest fears, your failures, and your weaknesses. But here's the key. It's not about avoiding those things. It's about facing them, learning from them, and using them to become stronger than you were before. Most people spend their lives avoiding challenges because they're afraid of failure. But what they don't realize is that avoiding challenges doesn't protect them. It limits them. Every time you shy away from something difficult, you're giving up an opportunity to grow. The first step to conquering yourself is to embrace the challenge. Acknowledge that the path ahead won't be easy, but accept that it's necessary. Growth doesn't happen without struggle. The more you embrace the hard truths, the more you'll uncover the strength you didn't know you had. Conquering yourself begins in the mind. Your thoughts shape your reality, and if your mind is full of doubt, fear, and negativity, it will control you. Developing mental discipline is about learning to control those thoughts instead of letting them control you. Start by recognizing the patterns in your thinking. When negativity creeps in, stop and question it. Is this thought helping me? Is it pushing me forward, or is it holding me back? Over time, you'll learn to replace self-doubt with confidence, fear with courage, and hesitation with action. This doesn't happen overnight. Mental discipline is like a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. Meditate, journal, or simply take time each day to reflect on your progress. With consistent effort, you'll learn to master your mind, even in the toughest situations. Fear is one of the most powerful emotions you'll ever feel, but it doesn't have to paralyze you. In fact, fear can be a tool for growth if you learn how to use it. Start small. Identify one thing you're afraid of, whether it's failing, being judged, or stepping out of your comfort zone, and take one small action to face it. Maybe it's speaking up in a meeting, starting a new project, or trying something you've always avoided. Each time you face your fear, it becomes a little less intimidating. Each victory builds your confidence and prepares you for bigger challenges. Over time, you'll realize that fear isn't your enemy. It's a guide, pointing you toward the areas where you have the most potential to grow. Life will knock you down. It's not a matter of if, but when. The question is, how will you respond? Will you stay down, or will you get back up? Resilience is your ability to bounce back from adversity, and it's one of the most important traits you can develop. But resilience isn't something you're born with. It's something you build through experience. When life gets tough, don't run from the pain. Sit with it, feel it, learn from it. Then, use it as fuel to keep moving forward. Resilience isn't about avoiding hardship. It's about thriving in spite of it. One of the biggest traps people fall into is the pursuit of perfection. They set impossible standards for themselves and then beat themselves up when they fall short. But here's the truth. Perfection doesn't exist. Progress does. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to your goals. Celebrate your wins, learn from your losses, and keep moving forward. Progress isn't about getting everything right. It's about getting better, little by little, every single day. No one else can do the work for you. If you want to dominate the darkness and conquer yourself, you have to take full responsibility for your growth. This means being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, holding yourself accountable for your actions, and committing to the process, even when it's hard. Taking responsibility also means letting go of excuses. Stop blaming your circumstances, your past, or other people for where you are. The moment you take ownership of your life is the moment you take back your power. Here's the ultimate realization. The darkness doesn't control you. You control how you respond to it. The battles you fight within yourself are the ones that shape you. And when you win those battles, you become unstoppable. Imagine standing in the face of the storm, unshaken. The winds are howling, the rain is pouring, but you're calm, centered, and in control. That's what it feels like to dominate the darkness. It's not about never facing challenges. It's about thriving in the midst of them. Every time you push through fear, every time you rise after a fall, every time you refuse to give up, you're proving to yourself that you're stronger than you thought. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. This isn't just about one moment of victory. It's about creating a life where you're constantly growing, constantly challenging yourself, and constantly becoming better. It's about living with purpose, with passion, and with the unshakable belief that you can overcome anything life throws at you. The darkness will always be there, but so will your power to rise above it. This is your journey, your transformation, your chance to become the person you were meant to be. You've faced the darkness, and now it's time to dominate it. Don't let this moment slip away. Take action. Hit the like button if you're ready to conquer yourself and rise above the challenges. Subscribe to join a community of warriors turning struggles into strength, and share this message with someone who needs to hear it, because together, we're rewriting what's possible. Your transformation starts now. Step into your power and own your destiny.